These videos are for educational purposes, only highlighting the dangers of drug use. Do not attempt or engage in any of the acts discussed. I never planned to become an alcoholic. It just happened. What started as a few beers to unwind after work slowly turned into an all-consuming habit. My job had me working the graveyard shift, getting home at 4 or 5 in the morning. And when you walk into an empty house while the rest of the world sleeps, the silence feels unbearable. So I filled it with beer and video games. It was my escape. But what I thought was just a coping mechanism turned into a trap. At first I thought I had control. I'd down a few beers after work, pass out, and wake up the next day. But soon, those few beers weren't enough. I needed more, just to feel normal. What started as an after-work habit became an all-day thing. I'd crack open a beer the moment I woke up to keep the shakes at bay. And as time went on, the shakes got worse. I wasn't eating much anymore either. Beer was my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'd spend almost $30 a day on it, craft beers, because they somehow made me feel less guilty about drinking so much. But deep down, I knew I was spiraling. The breaking point came 2 years ago, but I didn't even realize how deep I was. I was living in a mess. My room looked like a trash dump, filled with empty bottles I kept promising to clean up tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. It was the same loop. Drink, pass out, wake up, drink again. And then one morning, everything changed. I woke up feeling off. I was nauseous, but not in the usual way. Before I could even get out of bed, I started vomiting black, gritty stuff like coffee grounds. I panicked. What the hell was that? I told myself it was probably just something I ate. But deep down, I knew. It was more than that. I tried to brush it off and went back to bed. But 2 hours later, it happened again. This time, it wasn't just black stuff. It was blood. Dark red, terrifying blood. That's when I knew. This wasn't just a hangover. This was bad, really bad. My hands were shaking, not just from the withdrawals, but from fear. I went to my girlfriend, told her what happened, and asked her to take me to the hospital. She went to check the mess in the bathroom and came back pale. We didn't waste another second. When we got to the ER, I was trembling so badly, I could barely explain what had happened. But I didn't hide anything. I told the doctors straight up, I'm a full-blown alcoholic. If there's one piece of advice I can give, it's this: be honest with your doctor. They're not there to judge you. They're there to help. They hooked me up to fluids right away. I was sweating, pale as a ghost, and barely coherent. They ran some tests and found a large tear in my esophagus, the reason for the blood. The tear was so bad, they had to perform surgery to fix it. I spent 4 days in the hospital, 4 days hooked up to IVs, being monitored for withdrawals. Without professional help, alcohol withdrawal can be deadly. Seizures, heart problems, you name it. The doctors knew what to do though, and they kept me stable. And those 4 days, they were the first time I'd been sober in nearly a decade. I didn't know it then, but that hospital stay saved my life. It gave me a chance to reflect on the mess I had become. The doctors connected me with an outpatient program, a support system I desperately needed. When I finally got discharged, I'd been sober for 4 days, 4 whole days. It may not seem like much, but for me, it was monumental. It's been 10 days since I've had a drink. That's the longest I've gone without alcohol in almost 9 years. I can't even begin to explain how different I feel. My appetite is back. Food tastes incredible again. And most importantly, I feel alive. If this whole thing hadn't happened, I'd still be drinking myself to death. It took a terrifying moment, vomiting blood, tearing my esophagus, to wake me up. And as awful as it was, I'm grateful for it. It forced me to face the reality I'd been avoiding for so long. To anyone watching this, struggling like I was, please don't wait until it gets this bad. Don't wait for a life or death situation to take action. There's no shame in asking for help. You don't have to do this alone. The doctors, the support groups, they're there to guide you back to life. You're stronger than you think. I'm 10 days in, and I've never felt this good. I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm not looking back. The shakes are still there sometimes, but I'm on medication, and it's manageable. I'm determined to keep moving forward, step by step, knowing I can do this. You are loved, you are worthy, and you deserve to feel better. If you've been putting off that first step, like I did for so long, take it now. You'll be amazed at how much better life can be on the other side. I'm living proof. Here's to 10 more days of sobriety, and another after that. One day at a time, one step at a time. If I can do it, you can too. Trust me, it's worth it. If you've made it to the end of this story, I just want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for sticking with me and hearing my journey. It wasn't easy to share, but I hope that by putting it out there, I can help someone. Maybe you, maybe someone you care about. Take that first step toward healing. Addiction is an incredibly isolating experience, but I want you to know you're not alone. If you're struggling, there are people who care, people who want to see you get better. And trust me, once you make the decision to seek help, you'll be amazed at how much brighter life can become. Remember, it's not about getting everything perfect overnight. It's about taking things one step at a time, one day at a time. Whether you're on day 1, day 10, or year 5, every step forward is a victory. If this story resonated with you, or if you know someone who might benefit from hearing it, please share this video. Your support could make all the difference in someone's life. Thank you again for watching, and if you're on your own journey to recovery, I'm rooting for you. You've got this. Take care, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.